This is an account of Ebonyi state of today. It is a story of transformation. It is an account of commitment and dedication that brought a new narrative to a neglected state. It is a narrative powered by a transformer who within the shortest record time rewrote the history of a marginalized and neglected people. Ebonyi State was created on the 1st of October 1996 by the proclamation of late General Sani Abacha, then head of state, and it has successive governments which tackled, in their own ways, the numerous developmental problems facing the young state. From the first military administrator who midwifed the takeoff of the new state, to the second civilian governor whose vision was to connect the rural communities to the urban centers through Unity Bridge. It was the beginning of a struggle for self-actualization for a people neglected by contemporaries because of their backwardness. But for 20 years, Ebonyi State had continued to suffer as a dust of the nation known for infrastructural decay, poor and undignified human capital, and degraded social status occasioned by inferiority complex. The coming on board of the governor of Ebonyi State, His Excellency Engineer Chief David Umahi Akuboroha, as the third civilian governor of Ebonyi State on the 29th May 2015, was a turning point in the struggle for socio-economic liberation of the state.
To form a government brimming with creative ideas and innovative energy, a government that is lean, mobile and effective, a government that will meet the people's aspiration at the point of their need, a government that will listen and absorb the wisdom and counsel that will come from all citizens, young and old. We shall strive with our mightiest effort to give meaning to the concept of government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
It is a leadership renaissance of historic developmental architecture that produced overwhelming accomplishments that we now celebrate. His bid to transform the state, he deployed passionately his education, exposure, and experience to do things differently in order to change the ugly narrative of the state.
The people of Ebonyi State, when we shall come for a rally again, yes, for our 2019, we will ply this road, and the people will be happy. We have laid this foundation stone in Jesus' name.
Today, the governor is the first in Nigeria to invent road construction with concrete pavement, of which he adopted in virtually all his road construction work. Through uncommon ingenuity, he has made Ebonyi State a global village with comprehensive network of roads, both in the urban and rural areas.
The roads are the most important aspect of infrastructure in any developing economy. You have to develop the roads. Then you have to send children to school. You have to develop the healthcare system. Then you have to empower the people. But unfortunately, and that is the truth, we have to revisit the desire of our people to work. What makes China tick is that everybody is working. Everybody is working. In my citizen budget presentation, I had to present, because I intend to rest next year, but it doesn't seem it's possible. And so I said, look, next year we want to construct 5 kilometers. Before it was 10 kilometers, but there's no local government that will have at least 20 kilometers of road, concrete road, fully built. And the local government chairman, there is no local government that have not built on their own at least 3 kilometers of concrete road. Some have built bridges. I know of 3 local governments that have built 4-span bridges in their respective local government, which is not common. So this is exactly the pattern we are using. We know the problem of our people, because if you won't be able to move from one point to the other, then you can't do business. Even health-wise, it's not possible. There's no location of the headquarters of any of our local government that we will not get within 45 minutes.
Ebonyi State now has the smoothest and highest network of roads after Abuja and Lagos. Today, the administration of Governor Umahi has made Ebonyi the state with the highest number of flyovers after Lagos and Abuja, having built about 13 twin flyovers with beautiful and aesthetic facilities and has dualized many of the federal and state roads to create ease of traffic for businesses in the state.
It's over to decongest traffic. Bridges are over water, So what we are building is to secure the future of our people, and it's beginning to turn in results. If you check in 2015, you wouldn't see any hold-up anywhere in Ebonyi State. But security-wise, and by reason of the infrastructure and the roads we are building, in the evening you will see a lot of hold-up. So without these flyovers, you think about what would have happened. We have about, up to 6 flyovers on the African Trans-Sahara Road, running from Enugu, going down to Ebonyi, to Goja, to Cameroon. Imagine how busy that road is if you don't build the flyovers. In the presence of my wife, some students were crushed in some of these intersections as soon as we came on board. And so lives are being saved. Those lives being saved, maybe the next president, the future president of this country, maybe governors, maybe the people God had anointed to take care of our old age. So this project is a product of well-thought-out program for the future of the state.
The government has done quite a lot in creating the basic social amenities that will turn around the socio-economic fortunes of the people of Ebonyi State. The Oferekpe water scheme and the Ezilo water scheme are being rehabilitated to ensure steady water supply, while efforts are made to complete the water scheme at Ivo, Uburu, and Okau to provide pipe-borne water to the rural communities. Ebonyi State now hosts Africa's biggest college of medicine with a center of excellence for the treatment of heart diseases, liver and cancer problems, and for the production of dialyzers. The college has the state-of-the-art facilities and can compete with the best academic institutions in the world. It has the capacity to provide not less than 10,000 direct and indirect jobs, increase the revenue base of the state, and raise the human capital needs of the medical institutions.
Now, what about the medical college? It was actually supposed to be a campus of Ebonyi State University for medicine only. But when the registrar of medicine came, he said, no, this is beyond a campus of another university. Allow the Ebonyi State University to continue to partner with FETA through the hospital we gave to federal government to start that medical school. And then let this become the second University of Medical Sciences. That's what gave birth to that. But the idea is to cut down medical tourism, because in that hospital you have everything. You have the cancer center, which Mr. President graciously gave to us, the building and the equipment. You have the isolation center under SDG from federal government. Then part of the structure of the kidney transplant and the part of the structure of the eye center, also gift of the federal government. But beyond that, everything you see there is Ebonyi State government from scratch, and that is no more than 2 years job. And so you have cancer center, you have the best eye center, you have artificial bed, you have the surgery centers that you can stay from outside the country and perform your surgery. So you have over six theaters, to perform surgery. You have the kidney transplant, you have the liver, transplant. You have the best lab you can find anywhere in the world. We have all that. And we also have, we're building the mortuary is a home for all, if Jesus tarries. And then you also have what is not obtainable anywhere in Africa, and I mean Africa, and that is the dialyzer production. The dialyzer production is the major component that is used to care for kidney disease and transplant. And so we got this company in Switzerland, and we've sent the ambassador from Nigeria to Switzerland to go and study them, and they have done that. We've paid 100% for the dialyzer plant. So we're going to have dialyzer plant in Ebonyi State in that place. And we have the patent. Any way that you want to build that plant again in Africa, Ebonyi State is going to be a beneficiary, So that's what I did for Ebonyi State, not for an individual, so that Ebonyi State will continue to benefit. in terms of that. Let me also add that of late the NSIA, we got them to establish the Heart Surgery Center in that university. So, and the idea in that university is that to produce the best medical students. The idea is that we have a department for traditional medicine, where traditional medicine is going to be developed in that place. And it's a complete community in the sense that there is no student that is going to stay outside the campus. There is no senior lecturer and academic lecturer that is going to stay outside the campus. You have everything there. You have the cinema that is in Mecca Cinema Hall. You have the pool, which is for male and female. You have the field for the students. You have field for the primary school. You have field for the secondary school. You have field for the staff. It's a complete community of its own, and you have light there. Most of the street light is on solar. Going to have light 24 hours there, water non-stop. So it's going to be a complete...
Ebonyi State prides with at least 20-kilometer street light in each local government area, and this street light also shines in virtually all major roads and streets of the capital city and satellite towns. This has enhanced security and nightlife in the state. Today, by dint of hard work, Umahi, the governor of Ebonyi State, with Africa's biggest light tunnel named after President Muhammadu Buhari, a four-way tunnel with Africa's biggest water fountain underneath. The tunnel is one of its kinds in Africa and brings beauty to the capital city, and it is a facility that symbolizes the new face of Ebonyi State.
You can't be my mate and you come to tell me that I'm nothing because of where I came from. I don't accept that. So one day I sat down and said, I want to punish people that are neglecting Ebonyi. May the soul of Mweze rest in peace. Say, how do you do it? I said, I want to design a complex bridge that anybody that comes to this point must stop and ask the way to proceed. And so I started sketching. When I finished, it was difficult for them to build. I said, we will build it. And then we started. We brought the Chinese people. And that's what we have. So when you get to that point, you must stop and ask the question, where do you go? And you cannot go to the mall unless you go through there. So you must ask questions. And that's what I want. I want to put Ebonyi State in world map. Let people say, where is this place?
Apart from social amenities, the governor has established economic stimulating ventures that will create jobs and trigger economic development. For instance, Ebonyi State is now a state with Africa's biggest shopping mall, also described as the microcosm of the macrocosm of the Dubai Mall. Ebonyi Shopping Mall has the needed world-best facilities and remains a beauty to behold anytime, any day.
The Abakaliki Mall, I feel that we should have a mall. And when I invited ShopRite to come and do a mall for us, they came and gave us a very small thing. This impression people have always had is to downgrade Ebonyi State and think us very small. And so one of my driving forces is to rewrite the history of Ebonyi State. That you can't think us small, to build confidence in the people, to raise the integrity of an Ebonyi man, so that his best will come out to compete anywhere. Because the worst thing is for a man's confidence to be eroded. And poverty can do that. A combination of conspiracy can do that. And so I spoke to the ShopRite and they say we can build this thing downstairs and say you will put 6 billion, you command 20%, you build the road, you build the infrastructure, we put up that, and in 2 years you sell off your 20%. I put my calculation together and I felt that with 6 billion, I'm done with the mall. The mall you're seeing did not take me up to 10 billion, including the roads, including all the infrastructure and everything. And so now we have a mall that is Ebonyi State, and then we can give it to any investor to manage. The important thing is that we have that infrastructure which nobody will take away from.